Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony will begin in 5 minutes. We ask that you please silence all cell phones and other mobile devices. Thank you.
Watch yourself.
And we'll just go down the middle, okay? Watch your step, Daddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the commissioning class of May 2022. Welcome to the Texas A&M University May 2022 commissioning ceremony. Please rise for the national anthem and invocation.
Let us pray. Lord, we gather today to celebrate the accomplishments of these individuals who had made the decision of selfless service. This comes with a burden of great responsibility that these individuals have not experienced until now. We ask that you bless their professional career as you have blessed their academic career. We take faith in knowing that you will walk with them through their great accomplishments and also through their every setback. With your guidance, they will continue to overcome, succeed, and lead. We also pray that you bless those already standing watch in foreign ports and war zones and bestow strength upon them and their families serving at home. Amen.
Please be seated. Good morning, distinguished guests, family and friends, and welcome on this glorious day to Texas A&M University. Today, we commissioned 33 officers into the Naval Services. Texas A&M Core Media and AR Photography will be taking photos throughout the entire ceremony, which will be available to see following today's commissioning. Additionally, we encourage you to take your own photos on this special day. We will begin today with presentation of awards, starting with our distinguished naval graduates. To be selected as a distinguished naval graduate, a commissionee must meet 3 of the 4 following criteria and be approved by the commanding officer. Possess an overall grade point average of 3.0 or higher, possess an overall naval science grade point average of 3.5 or higher, score 285 or better on the most recent physical fitness assessment, and rank in the top 20% of the student's class for military aptitude. The following individuals are recognized as distinguished naval graduates. Please hold your applause until all the names have been read. Midshipman Aleka, Midshipman Barker, Midshipman Davies, Midshipman Edgar, Midshipman Farias, Midshipman Ford, Midshipman Hadley, Midshipman Jones, Midshipman Moses, Midshipman Parrish, Midshipman Roman, Midshipman Russell, Midshipman Vance, Midshipman Volk, Midshipman Burlinghoff, Midshipman Finney, Midshipman Holden, Midshipman Staub, and Staff Sergeant Vadelamar. Ladies and gentlemen, the May 2022 Distinguished Naval Graduates. The Houston Navy League Award. The Navy League of the United States, founded with the support of President Theodore Roosevelt in 1902, is a nonprofit civilian educational and advocacy organization that supports America's sea services, the Navy, Marine Corps, Coast Guard, and Merchant Marines. The Greater Houston Council takes great pleasure in awarding Midshipman Holden the Marine Officer's Sword for his exceptional academic and leadership performance. The sword is presented to Midshipman Holden by Captain Collins. The Naval Submarine League Outstanding Achievement Award. The Naval Submarine League is a nonprofit membership organization committed to supporting the submarine force and building a community of submarine advocates. The primary mission of the Naval Submarine League is to promote awareness of the importance of submarines to U.S. national security. Each year, the Naval Submarine League recognizes superior professional and academic performance by the outstanding Naval Reserve Officer Training Corps graduating student who has been approved for training and service in submarines. This year, we are pleased to recognize Midshipman Terrell Ford. Midshipman Terrell Ford will receive the award from his advisor, Lieutenant Field. The Military Leadership Award is awarded to the most outstanding Texas A&M student pursuing a commission in the United States Marine Corps. This year's recipient is Staff Sergeant Daniel Vadelamar. Staff Sergeant Vadelamar is presented the award by the Brazos Valley Marine Corps League. The 3rd Marine Division Cadet of the Year Award. And now, to present the 3rd Marine Division Association Cadet of the Year Award is the 3rd Marine Division Association's President, Mr. Robert North. This year's recipient is Midshipman Autumn Finney. The Doherty Award was established by Mr. W.T. Doherty in memory of his parents, William and Kathleen Doherty. The award is given to graduating seniors who have spent 4 years in the Corps and who have earned a commission in one of the armed forces. The award is valued at $1,500 and consists of a plaque and check. The winner must be of high moral character, exhibit patriotism for both country and state, and be a faithful Aggie who has earned the trust and admiration of the Corps, the student body at large, and the officers of the campus military establishment. I am pleased to announce this year's winner of the Doherty Award, Midshipman Brandon Parrish. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Commanding Officer of Naval Reserve Officer Training Corps Unit, Texas A&M, Colonel Michael D. Riley.
Well, howdy. All right. It's great to have everybody out here today. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, I'd like to thank you for joining us this early on a Friday morning as we recognize and commission these 33 outstanding Aggies and bring them into the United States Navy, United States Marine Corps. It's a wonderful day here in Aggie Land. It's a long time coming for these new officers. And I'd like to take just a few minutes to welcome our university staff and distinguished guests for joining us here today. The former NROTC staff members, I see some former XOs and PNSs that are here today, thank you very much. The Office of the Commandant representatives who are here this morning, as well as our award sponsors. And thank you very much for not only your participation, but also everything you do day in and day out and every year for us, for our program, and for these great young officers. Thank you for joining us this morning and helping to make this a special and memorable occasion. I'd also like to welcome and recognize any military veterans who may be here today. I'd like to thank you for all you've done for our nation and for all that you continue to do for our communities today. Thank you very much. But most importantly, I'd like to welcome the friends and families of these new officers. Thank you for being here today, and thank you for all you've done to bring these young officers, your sons and daughters, nephews and nieces, all along their paths. Your love and support and motivation, and at times admonishment and example, have been instrumental in getting them to where they are right now, here today, which is their starting line. Your hard work is greatly appreciated, but it's not over. So as these new officers begin their careers, I can tell you from hard experience that they're going to come to rely on you more and more into the future as they navigate through the rough seas that are ahead of them. For the challenges that await them, the physical, emotional, and ethical challenges are far more complex than the ones that I confronted nearly 28 years ago when I received my own commission. And your perspective and your wisdom, the hard life lessons that you've learned, are going to be a cherished commodity in the years to come as these new officers confront the leadership challenges and the ethical dilemmas and the multitude of personal sacrifices that are associated with military life. And you see, these young officers are entering into a world beset by challenges, from great power competition with China to rogue nation states like Iran and North Korea, continued Middle East turmoil, increasing cyber threats, great social challenges here at home, as well as most recently the Russian invasion of the Ukraine, which displays all of the bravery, horror, unpredictability, and uncertainty expected in modern warfare. And I'll tell you as an aside, in many ways, the war in Ukraine is highlighting the human and ethical sides of warfare in a way that's been largely overlooked with our collective fascination on technology. Because at the end of the day, the business, these young officers, is a human business. And this is an incredible dynamic time, a time that requires its officers to have vision, authenticity, and resiliency, a strong moral fiber, but also maturity, incredible adaptability, and focus. I'm not sure if you know this, but eligibility to serve in any branch of the United States military has dropped to just 23% of the young men and women aged 18 to 25. Just 23% are eligible. And this is due to a number of reasons, from obesity to medical issues to criminal records. But these are the same 23% that academia, industry, government are all trying to compete for. Additionally, less people are generally knowledgeable about the military and less connected with the military than ever before in our country, with less than 1% of the American public actually serving in uniform. And this 1% represents the young men and women from all over, from various backgrounds, walks of life, cultures, beliefs, and they all begin this transformation process to becoming United States sailors or United States Marines. And this is why I speak to our midshipmen and these young officers so much about values and so much about character, because it's the officer's job to exemplify what it means to be honorable. It's the officer's job to exemplify what it means to be courageous and what it means to be committed. To put this into perspective a little bit, and this is something I remind myself about often, I like to talk about another group of proud parents. Right now, this morning, 13 May 2022, Navy Recruit Training Group 22 is graduating from Navy Recruit Training at RTC Great Lakes. Additionally, Gulf Company, 2nd Recruit Training Battalion, is graduating from MCRD Marine Corps Boot Camp in San Diego, California, and that is happening right now. You see, this week, as in most weeks, at these graduation ceremonies, brand new seamen and Marines are joining the ranks of America's warrior class. And as they ship off into their careers, their parents put their faith in you, our new officers, to challenge them and to mentor them, to inspire them to ethically lead their sons and daughters through the many tests and trials that await them in their military service. And these new enlisted sailors and Marines are going to take an oath. It's similar to the oath that these officers will take in just a few minutes, but it's different in that the enlisted Marines and sailors are going to take an oath of obedience, and obedience to their orders. And your oath, our new officers, reciprocates this pledge as you vow to well and faithfully discharge the duties of your office. And when you accept your commission, what you're really accepting is a mandate and a charge from the American people to not only support and defend the Constitution, but to return better citizens back to our communities. That's the bigger picture. The 13th Commandant of the Marine Corps, Major General John A. Lejeune, stated this in the Marine Corps Manual 1921 edition, and he really talked about the depth of this responsibility. And I want to paraphrase a little bit of this for you this morning, because I feel that it's just as important in 2022, and perhaps a little bit more important than it was in 1921 when he wrote these words. He talked about the relationship between officers and enlisted not being that of a superior or inferior, that of master or servant, but rather that of teacher and scholar. In fact, it should partake eventually the nature of parent and child, to the extent that officers are responsible, and this is important, they're responsible for the physical, mental, and moral welfare, as well as the disciplinary and military training of the young men and women who serve this country. And the realization of this responsibility on the part of young officers is vital. It's vital to our country, and it's vital to the Navy and the Marine Corps. It's especially so because so many of these young proportion of men and women who join the service are, of course, under 21 years of age. And these young adults are in the formative periods of their lives. And their officers owe it to them and their parents in this nation that when they discharge from the service, they're far better physically and mentally and morally than they were when they enlisted. That's the high calling, and that's the charge that's presented to these young officers here today. It's a life of service, it's a life of duty, and it's a life of selflessness. So for today's commissionees, as you enter into America's warrior class, I'd like to read a quote from the Armed Forces Officer Guide on the meaning of your commission. It states, "There's no greater demonstration of the trust of the Republic than in its expression and bestowal of an officer's commission. This trust involves the majesty of the nation's authority in matters involving the lives and deaths of its citizens. And accepting an officer's commission in the armed forces is a weighty matter, carrying the corresponding burden of practical and moral responsibility, and the officer must live up to this responsibility each and every day that he or she serves." And that, in front of you today as we go through this ceremony, is what is happening. That is the charge and that is the commission that these young officers are accepting, and the mantle of responsibility that they're vowing to fulfill. So I want to congratulate you on earning this commission. I can tell you my staff, myself, and everybody here today are proud of you, and we're very confident that you're going to lead our great nation into the future, because you have to. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would ask that all of you would stand as I administer the oath of office to these new officers.
Please take your seats. The officers standing in front of you today each earned their commission through the Naval Reserve Officer Training Corps or the Platoon Leaders class. We will now recognize the officers individually in the traditional pinning ceremony where they will be presented their rank insignia. Please feel free to take photos of your officer during this part of the ceremony. The first group of officers to be presented their rank insignia commissioned as ensigns in the United States Navy. Anya Aleka, rank and commission to be awarded by her mother, Ruth. Anya is from Orange Park, Florida, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2018. She graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Oceanography and will report to the USS Ralph Johnson, DDG 114, home port in Yokosuka, Japan. Brian Barker, rank and commission to be awarded by his mother, Jan, and fiancée, Abigail. Brian is from Grand Prairie, Texas, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2017. He graduates with a Bachelor of Arts in International Studies and a Master's in International Affairs, National Security, and Diplomacy, and will report to USS Lake Champlain, CG-57, home port in San Diego, California. Joshua Chapa, rank and commission to be awarded by his mother, Sylvia, and father, Robert. Joshua is from San Antonio, Texas, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2017. He graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Industrial Distribution and will report to Nuclear Power School in Charleston, South Carolina. Brendan Davies, rank and commission to be awarded by his mother, Tammy, and father, Scott. Brendan is from Cedar Park, Texas, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2018. He graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Environmental Studies and report to Naval Introductory Flight Evaluation in Pensacola, Florida. Corinna Edgar, rank and commission to be awarded by her mother, Patty, and her father, Roger. Corinna is from Austin, Texas, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2018. She graduates with a Bachelor of Arts in International Politics and Diplomacy and will report to Naval Introductory Flight Evaluation in Pensacola, Florida. Daniel Farias, rank and commission to be awarded by his mother, Rachel, and his father, Pedro. Daniel is from Laredo, Texas, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2017. He graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Industrial Distribution and will report to Naval Introductory Flight Evaluation in Pensacola, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, Ensign Aleka, Ensign Barker, Ensign Chapa, Ensign Davies, Ensign Edgar, and Ensign Farias. The next group of officers to be presented their rank insignia commissioned as ensigns in the United States Navy. Nicholas Feliciano Gutierrez, rank and commission to be awarded by his mother, Monica, and father, William. Nicholas is from Killeen, Texas, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2018. He graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Industrial Distribution and will report to USS Benfold, DDG 65, home port in Yokosuka, Japan. Terrell Ford, rank and commission to be awarded by his mother Lori and father Rance. Terrell's from Magnolia, Texas, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2018. He graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering and will report to Nuclear Power School in Charleston, South Carolina. Shane Hadley, rank and commission to be awarded by his mother Lowry and his father Jim. Shane is from Lake Norman, North Carolina, and entered Texas A&M University in the spring of 2019. He graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Biology and will report to Naval Diving and Salvage Training Center in Panama City, Florida. Kirby Heffernan, rank and commission to be awarded by his mother Sarah and his father Walter. Kirby is from Boston, Massachusetts, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2018. He graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Industrial Distribution and will report to Naval Introductory Flight Evaluation in Pensacola, Florida. Georgia Jones, rank and commission to be awarded by her mother Colette and her father George. Georgia is from Virginia Beach, Virginia, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2018. She graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Industrial Distribution and will report to Basic Division Officer course in San Diego, California. Brendan Mack, rank and commission to be awarded by his mother Rhonda and father Brian. Brendan is from Magnolia, Texas, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2018. He graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Economics and will report to Naval Introductory Flight Evaluation in Pensacola, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, Ensign Feliciano Gutierrez, Ensign Ford, Ensign Hadley, Ensign Heffernan, Ensign Jones, and Ensign Mack. The next group of officers to be presented their rank insignia, commissioned as ensigns in the United States Navy. Forrest Moses, rank and commission to be awarded by his mother Kristen and father Lee. Forrest is from Richardson, Texas, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2018. He graduates with a bachelor's degree in finance and will report to Naval Diving and Salvage Training Center in Panama City, Florida. Brandon Parrish, rank and commission to be awarded by his mother Missy and father David. Brandon is from Fort Worth, Texas, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2018. He graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Industrial Distribution and will report to Naval Introductory Flight Evaluation in Pensacola, Florida. Anthony Roman, rank and commission to be awarded by his mother Tamira and father Richard. Anthony is from Richmond, Virginia, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2018. He graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Nuclear Engineering and will report to USS John McCain, DDG 56, homeport in Everett, Washington. John W. Russell III, rank and commission to be awarded by his mother Melissa and father John. John is from Ventnor, New Jersey, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2018. He graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Industrial Distribution and will report to Naval Introductory Flight Evaluation in Pensacola, Florida. Ryan Spafford, rank and commission to be awarded by her mother Brenda and friend Frederick. Ryan is from Magnolia, Texas, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2018. She graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Psychology and will report to the USS Jason Dunham, DDG 119, homeport in Mayport, Florida. Wyatt Vance, rank and commission to be awarded by his mother Cynthia and father Charles. Wyatt is from McLean, Virginia, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2018. He graduates with a Bachelor of Arts in International Studies with Russian and will report to Basic Underwater Demolition SEAL School in Coronado, California. Levi Volk, rank and commission to be awarded by his mother Rochelle and father Lowell. Levi is from Fort Collins, Colorado, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2017. He graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Construction Science and a minor in business, and will report to USS Milius, DDG 69, home port in Yokosuka, Japan. Ladies and gentlemen, Ensign Moses, Ensign Parrish, Ensign Roman, Ensign Russell, Ensign Spafford, Ensign Vance, and Ensign Volk.
The next group of officers to be presented their rank insignia, commissioned as second lieutenants in the United States Marine Corps through the Naval Reserve Officer Training Corps. Anthony Burlinghoff, ranked to be awarded by his mother Kimberly and his father Anthony. Anthony Burlinghoff is from New Orleans, Louisiana, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2018. Anthony graduates with a Bachelor of Science in International Studies and will report to the Basic School in Quantico, Virginia. Autumn Finney, ranked to be awarded by her father Roger and grandfather Larry. Autumn is from Decatur, Texas, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2018. Autumn graduates with a Bachelor of Science in International Studies and will report to the Basic School in Quantico, Virginia. Alex Holden, ranked to be awarded by his mother Karen and his father Alan. Alex is from McKinney, Texas, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2018. Alex graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Political Science and will report to the Basic School in Quantico, Virginia. Wayne Staub, ranked to be awarded by his mother Stephanie and father Wayne. Wayne is from Trenton, New Jersey, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2018. Wayne graduates with a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science and will report to the Basic School in Quantico, Virginia. Daniel Valdelamar, ranked to be awarded by his mother Jennifer and his wife Jennifer and his mother Yadari. Daniel is from Jacksonville, Florida, and entered Texas A&M University in the spring of 2019. Daniel graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Systems Engineering Technology with a minor in Cybersecurity and will report to the Basic School in Quantico, Virginia. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Burlinghoff, Second Lieutenant Finney, Second Lieutenant Holden, Second Lieutenant Staub, and Second Lieutenant Valdelamar. The next group of officers to be presented their rank insignia, commissioned as Second Lieutenants in the United States Marine Corps through the Platoon Leaders class. Emery Bailey, ranked to be awarded by her mother Lori Bailey and her father Fred Bailey. Emery is from Plano, Texas, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2019. Emery graduates with a Bachelor of Arts in International Studies and will report to the Basic School in Quantico, Virginia. Seth Dopp, ranked to be awarded by his mother Wendy and his father Corey. Seth is from San Antonio, Texas, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2018. He graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Industrial Distribution and will report to the Basic School in Quantico, Virginia. Logan Fitzgerald, ranked to be awarded by his parents Patrick and Amy and his fiancee Cora. Logan is from Bullard, Texas, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2017. Logan graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Petroleum Engineering and will report to the Basic School in Quantico, Virginia. Christian Goodson, ranked to be awarded by his mother Cheryl and his father Mark. Christian is from Argyle, Texas, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2018. Christian graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Economics and will report to the Basic School in Quantico, Virginia. Brennan King, ranked to be awarded by Lieutenant Colonel Tyler Waterhouse. Brennan is from Fort Worth, Texas, and entered Texas A&M University in the spring of 2018. He graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Leadership and Development and will report to the Basic School in Quantico, Virginia. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Bailey, Second Lieutenant Dopp, Second Lieutenant Fitzgerald, Second Lieutenant Goodson, and Second Lieutenant King. The final group of officers to be presented the rank insignia, commissioned as Second Lieutenants in the United States Marine Corps through the Platoon Leaders class. Evan Lingrich, ranked to be awarded by his mother Jaren and his father Jay. Evan is from Dallas, Texas, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2018. Evan graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Management Information Systems and report to the Basic School in Quantico, Virginia. Cole McLean, ranked to be awarded by his mother Laura and his father Tom. Cole is from Round Rock, Texas, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2018. Cole graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Psychology and will report to the Basic School in Quantico, Virginia. Date Miller, ranked to be awarded by his mother Stacy and his father James. Date Miller is from McKinney, Texas, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2018. Date graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Political Science and will report to the Basic School in Quantico, Virginia. Richard Peterson, Jr., ranked to be awarded by his mother Tish and his father Richard. Richard is from Tampa, Florida, and entered Texas A&M University in the fall of 2018. Richard graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Rangeland Ecology and Management and will report to the Basic School in Quantico, Virginia. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Lingrich, Second Lieutenant McLean, Second Lieutenant Miller, and Second Lieutenant Peterson.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Colonel Riley, the Naval ROTC staff, and the Officer Selection Office, I take great pleasure in presenting the Texas A&M University Navy and Marine Corps Commissioning Class of May 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Before we conclude today's ceremony, I would like to take a moment and explain the history and significance of the traditional first salute. The first salute is a military tradition that dates back to the Revolutionary War. After the war, the officer would have an officer's guide and a non-commissioned officer mentor. The government paid the NCO mentor a stipend of $1 a month for his extra duty. Some years later, the government removed the stipend given to the NCO and instead paid it to the newly appointed officer. He was expected to hand over the stipend to the NCO every month, but could withhold it if he felt the NCO failed to perform his duties as his mentor. The allowance was later removed from the officer's pay, and NCOs in general were charged with mentoring peers, superiors, and subordinates as part of their regular duties. While some formal officer training now occurs prior to commissioning, the Silver Dollar Salute is a tradition that honors the non-commissioned officers that have influenced and prepared the newly appointed officer to lead the future of our naval services. It is the symbolic passing of the torch that the non-commissioned officer, in which they transition from mentor to subordinate in recognizing the newly commissioned officers' achieved competence. Following today's ceremony, your commissioned officer will conduct their first salute at a time and location of their choosing. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing and singing of Anchors Aweigh and the Marines hymn. Out to sea, fight our battle cry. We'll never change our course, so vicious foes here shine. Roll out the TNT, boom! Anchors aweigh. Sail on to victory and sink their boats to Davy Jones, hooray! Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the May 2022 Texas A&M Naval ROTC commissioning ceremony. Immediately following this ceremony, the commissionees will take a group photo on the steps and then join our active duty staff on the walk to Reed Arena for the Texas A&M University commissioning ceremony, which begins at 10:00. You are more than welcome to join our staff and the new commissionees for the brisk walk to Reed Arena, or you may travel separately at your own pace. Thank you for attending. Semper Fortis, Semper Fidelis, and Gig 'em.